Right then, welcome back to the channel. Manchester United are in Europa League action tomorrow night away against Lyon. Is it all on the Europa League? It very much might all be on the Europa League to save and salvage our season. We passed the City test with the stalemate, where I actually thought we weren't as bad as people were making out. We weren't as boring as people were making out. I thought it was a pretty good performance from us, and actually United towards the end of the game looked like we were pushing and trying to win it. This is the first leg. Europa League quarter-final, potentially Bilbao in the semis, and potentially a final in Bilbao, should we make it. Probably is the only hope to salvage any sort of pride from a season that's seen us eliminated from both domestic cups and 14th in the Premier League. Is it a must-win away game? No, it's certainly a must-not-lose. Now, we got here after a 5-2 aggregate victory over Real Sociedad, a decent 4-1 thrashing at Old Trafford in the second leg. Bruno Fernandes getting a hat-trick. And this inconsistent form does raise a lot of questions about reliability against what is a pretty resurgent Lyon side. Now, Paulo Fonseca's Lyon have been pretty formidable in this competition. They dismantled FCSB 7-1 on aggregate in the round of 16. They are 6th in Ligue 1 and they are hitting their stride with a blend of youth and experience that is really beginning to click. Now, in the first leg, in France, and the return fixture being at Old Trafford next week, a positive result here gives us a real good opportunity to advance. And it marks a meeting again, once again, with Nemanja Matic. Now, there are a few ex-Premier League players kicking around in this Lyon side. And it's also notable that Fonseca has been banned from the touchline for 9 months in domestic competition in France because of how angrily he confronted a referee at the end of a game between them and Brest. He is allowed to manage in person in the Europa League. Have they been so good without him because they've been without him? I can't answer that. I guess we'll find out next week. Now, the way they play is a bit of a blend of a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1. System is built around a solid midfield pivot and rapid wing play, and they do excel exploiting the wide areas in transition, so it's absolutely something that we've got to watch out for. They stretch defences, they look to cut it inside, deliver crosses to a lurking centre forward, which is a resurgent Lacazette. The way they press high mirrors what United do, or at least are trying to do, and they have a quite tight defensive block that's dead compact when they don't have the ball. And they don't just press willy-nilly either. They don't just steam around. They're relentlessly. They're quite selective in how and when they press. But when they do press, it's quite aggressive and quite coordinated. But they won't press at all times. And I mentioned that they were versatile. And that versatility shows itself in a couple of real key ways. They have an ability to switch between being patient and being explosive when it comes to moving the ball forward. And another big indicator of that versatility is the way that they tore FCSB up. They've got a tactical identity that relies on 3 core principles: width and overloads, midfield control, and pressing. Out of possession, they're going to shift to a very compact mid-block, which will look like a 4-5-1, 4-1-4-1 sort of shape. Matic will be the one that drops in between the lines as a single pivot, and he'll have Tesman on one side of him and Almada on the other side that will press higher alongside the wingers. In this shape, they're going to aim to congest those central areas. They're going to force you wide where they like to isolate wingers and then try and use the touchline to help press and recover possession in those areas. They will then look for opportunities for quick counter-attacks. They have a back 4. Nikete and Mata will probably be the 2 in the middle. Look to try and maintain a high line that compresses the space and squeezes in the middle of the park, but they are disciplined enough to drop when dealing with pacey opponents. For the fullbacks, you're looking at Tagliafico and Maitland-Niles. Both are tenacious, both are versatile, both positionally astute, and they will find themselves in dangerous areas, but they'll be very crucial to them defensively as well. Lyon's transition is the staple of their play, and the focal point on transition will be Lacazette. Now, he operates a bit of a hybrid number 9. He will drop deep to link play, and he will look to try and manipulate opponent's shape, but he'll also try and quickly turn and drive up the pitch himself or look for a ball in behind other defenders. He has got clever runs and he times them when you least expect them to. He is a factor that has to be dealt with. In short, their tactical setup is a well-oiled machine. They play well with a blend of youthful aggression and a little bit of experience and intelligence. They will make a formidable opponent, but United can get over them because they're not perfect. The star man is going to be Alexandre Lacazette. He will be Lyon's talisman. He has rediscovered his best form in France, leading the line with precision, intelligence, great movement off the ball, and he's got the ability to convert chances, which makes him a bit of a danger. He's in good form recently, 14 goals, 2 assists this season. Definitely someone that needs to be dealt with. We are interrupting our regular programme to let you know that this is sponsored, as always, by Hollywood Bets. And it's crunch time in Europe. The league is falling apart for us, isn't it? And our only realistic route to European football next season is success in Europe. And that means doing something in the Europa League. In our way, we have got Lyon, who are going to be dangerous and potentially cause us real problems. We've got a bet boost for you for this game, though. We've got Alexandre Lacazette, 1 shot on target. Bruno Fernandes, 1+ shot on target. Both teams to score over 3.5 corners each, over 2.5 match cards. And that's been boosted from 6.5 to 1 to 8.5 to 1. So if you stick a tenner on that, you could win £95 back. And if you would like to get involved, then all you got to do is click the link in the description. If you're new to Hollywood Bets, you can create an account and you can take advantage of their excellent new customer offers, which are also linked in the description. Remember, odds are subject to change. You've got to be 18 years of age or older to participate in football. And certainly Manchester United are unpredictable. There's certainly no guarantee of a win. If you want more information on responsible gaming, then please check out begambleaware.org. As always, brought to you by myself and Hollywood Bets. Click the link in the description below or let me know your predictions in the comments. In terms of the United 11, I've gone with Onana in net and I've only mixed it up a little bit in defence. Now, I've put De Ligt in, but I don't know the situation with his knock. I don't know if he's out for that one game against City or if he's going to be out for a little bit longer. So I've gone with De Ligt, and I think De Ligt would be very, very important in dealing with Lacazette from a physical point of view. If it ain't De Ligt, it will be Maguire. So just swap him in if De Ligt doesn't make it. And then I've gone with the same flat 4 that we went with against Manchester City. Dorgu, Dalot, Ugarte, Casemiro. That's Mazraoui and Euro alongside De Ligt, potentially, if I didn't mention those. And then it's up front where I've tried to be a little bit different. I can't justify starting Garnacho. I just can't. I think he's so much better off the bench. And I've gone with Mount and Bruno behind Cherki because I think that's our best footballing forward line. Now, there's a problem with that. And the problem with that is it doesn't really have a hell of a lot of pace. So you'd be looking for Dorgu and Dalot to really deliver a bit of pace. And Dalot's not the fastest. So you kind of sticking that all on Dorgu. Now, how do we beat them? Well, you need a bit of pace in the back line because they will have quite a high line and you want to try and get in behind that. So you're going to have to shuffle over and try and exploit it in behind Dorgu. Casemiro getting on the ball, putting balls in between the fullback and the centre-half that Dorgu can run onto would be an excellent way to do that. Lyon can overcommit in attack, and that makes hitting them on the break very, very possible, especially with the fullbacks. And the way that United line it up, if you see Bruno and Mount dropping into midfield to get on the ball, get on the turn, if you have Dalot and Dorgu pushed up high and wide, almost operating like wingers, and Cherki, you can pin back either some of their defenders or you can exploit what will be a numerical overload in the final third. Secondly, you have to neutralise their wide threat. Now, that could mean the likes of Euro and Mazraoui pushing out and dealing with the wingers, especially if, which could be a problem for us if you don't pick up Lacazette's movement. It requires a lot of communication from the back three so you don't get overloaded. Potentially see one of the wing backs tuck in, probably Dalot, tucking in to try and help out and create a numerical overload in that back line. But you want to be having at least, probably Dorgu. I was going to say at least one of them, but realistically, it's probably Dorgu. To double up on those wingers and leave him in space so he can be up the pitch and on the transition, be an absolute outlet and an asset. Worst case scenario, he's going to pin one of the fullbacks back. That's it. And then discipline in defence It's not the same Lacazette that you saw at Arsenal, but he is a tricky player to manage. They have a clever 10 in Almada, and he does have the tools to both find Lacazette but also unlock the defence. So you got to deal with him. You got to deal with Lacazette. You do that. You keep a bit of discipline in the defence and keep a bit of structure. You should be sound. Either way, hopefully it's a good game. We've been a lot better in Europe than we have in the Premier League. So fingers crossed that we absolutely turn up tomorrow night and get the job half done. A win is a big step towards it because I do back us at Old Trafford, but not losing is a good start. Let me know your thoughts, how this is going to go in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.